Hey, what's up you guys, it's Amanda, and for today's video, I couldn't contain myself. Like, the feels are just all over the place. As you've seen from the title of the video, I have seen both Dan and Phil's YouTube rap movies, and it was just amazing. If there's like a perk to being an adult besides being allowed to eat cake and ice cream for breakfast, this would probably be it. Earning money to buy shit that you want. I got to buy the movies like a couple of hours after it was released, so I think that was around 5:30 to 6 a.m. And so what I did was, first thing that I did, turn on the router and then just went to YouTube and just bought the two movies, which were a little bit expensive. They were 650 pesos each, so that's around like 11 pounds each, or I think $14, just so you get that gauge of how much it was. But after watching it, it was totally worth it. I earned that money, I had the right to spend it, and I spent it good. Like, wow. And I figured that since a lot of people in the fandom are either students or they don't exactly have money, or maybe similar to me, they don't have YouTube Red in their countries, so I figured that I would share access to at least 5 people, but I'll be talking about that later into the video. Because first, I want to talk about how amazing it is and like some of my favorite parts in both movies. Now, I'm not gonna spoil anything major or anything like that. I'll just be inserting some screenshots of my favorite scenes and talk about it very generally, just so if you haven't seen it yet, then I wouldn't spoil it for you. But the thing is, for someone who lives in the Philippines wherein TATINOF didn't happen and would probably not happen, watching it was a crazy emotional roller coaster ride for me. I cried, I laughed a couple of times, and I couldn't even imagine how it feels like for someone who is actually there, who actually waited, who actually met them in real life. And so before I turn into a whole emotional mess, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my favorite parts. I'm gonna say that one of my favorites from the show is when Phil performed his magic show. Now that one, it was just so creative in my opinion. Seeing how they rehearsed it, the amount of effort that went into it, it was funny, it was creative, it was a great, like, Dan being all sarcastic and stuff while Phil were doing all those tricks, it just gave magic shows a whole new different feel to it, and Phil was just adorable the entire time. And which leads me to my next favorite part in the movie, which is this was a part of the story of Dan and Phil, and so apparently Phil got sick, and he brought, like, I thought it was so cute that he brought one of his pillows on the tour with him. Like, according to him, it feels like home. And like when he got sick, he was snuggling the pillow, and it was just so adorable. For a moment there, I thought that I'll probably ship him with this pillow. But leading me to my next favorite part, one of the funniest segments apart from the magic show would probably be Dan and Phil fanfiction live. That one was just bizarre and crazy, and especially since there are parents in the audience, and it was taking a wrong turn, and I find it like really funny with the lines and the narrator being sassy, and Phil was like, let's just go along with it, and Dan was like, nope, I'm not gonna do this. But I don't know, like, I just find it really hilarious. And those were like those earlier things that I have mentioned, those were the things that I found really enjoyable, and that made me laugh so hard. But on the next part of my favorites, it would probably be the parts that made me cry. Watching the movies themselves, like after finishing it, I didn't know how to feel. Like, I felt so proud and so amazed and stuff. I feel like a mom, for crying out loud, but that's how it felt like. It feels like, you know, not a lot of people know them as celebrities, as this or that, and to be able to be like these two dorky, ordinary people on the internet, to bring such joy to others, that was one of like the craziest things about the movies that were embodied by the movies. And so there was this one part that made me like cry really hard, and it's the part when someone said that while watching Dan and Phil's videos, it made them sing again, it made them dance again, and that in itself was just like being part of the fandom. I know how it feels like whenever you're sad and you just go to the internet and find your entertainment there, and that just, I don't know, I don't even, like, that feels so emotional to me. And also there's two parts to the documentaries wherein you see them as these two nerds being all domestic and stuff, and like sorting things out with rock paper scissors, but at the same time there are also these individuals who are working hard, rehearsing hard for this particular show, being professionals and having a crew behind them and having pre-show rituals. So it was just insane for me as a fan, and I can't even imagine how that feels like for both of them. And so, which leads me to my final favorite. Well, there's two things that I absolutely love at the top of everything else, and one of them is from the TATINOF show movie, and the other one is for the documentary. So first things first, for the TATINOF show, I really love how it ended. So if you haven't seen it yet, I'm not gonna spoil it. It's just that wrapped everything up nice and perfect, and just knowing that they were the ones who really put every single word in that particular performance, and they had professional people work with them, and it was just something unexpected, but at the same time it was something that was really Dan and Phil. So the end of the show, perfect. I couldn't really think of anything else to say. It's just, I literally teared up after watching that particular last bit, like how they ended the documentary. And I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's, Dan said something, this one line that I feel like, and I posted this on Tumblr, I feel like that will be the line to be engraved in every single fandom member's tombstone that literally died because of these movies. Like, that particular line sealed it. I don't even, like, that was just, I don't know. It was so simple, but it just means so much. So you have to go ahead and check out what that particular line is. And with that said, as I mentioned earlier, because I know how it feels like to be a fan who didn't get a chance to see the show live like me, or now that there are movies, you don't have money to buy it. I have been there. I am new to the whole adulting thing, so when I was a student, I know exactly how it feels like. And so I figured that I'm gonna share access to 5 people, and I don't want to be a dick about it. I don't want to be an asshole about it to ask you guys a lot of things. So I just want you to simply comment down below, like, something about yourself, like have you seen Dan and Phil live? Where in the part of the world are you? How long have you been in the fandom? Just stuff like that. Just, I don't know, talk to me about your fandom life. May it be in one sentence or a paragraph or whatever. Tell me down in the comments below, and that's basically it. I'm gonna look through them, pick 5 people randomly and stuff. Announce the winners in my next couple of videos. So there's that. So yeah, that's basically it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel and would want to hear more from me, please hit subscribe. this was one of the most amazing things that, and just, I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna watch the movies 10 times over again, and I'm gonna see you soon in a new video. Bye!